Well, hello, guys. I'm so excited to be back. I have missed getting to do videos for you guys and talking back and forth with you. Am I 100% well? No, but I can do a video every now and then. At this point, I have to rest. I can't be on here for a long time because sitting in this chair in my craft room, it's been about the only chair I can sit in, but when I do sit here for long periods, it's really painful when I get up. So I'm trying to pace myself. Well, and I gotta tell you, I guess I've been off from doing videos so long that I'm losing things, because I had a prototype out here to show you guys of what we were gonna make. Made it this morning. Did the sewing on it when it dried, did everything, and it is nowhere in this big pile of mess I call my desk. Okay, so I am just a real fast update on how I'm doing. The pain that I was having prior to surgery is gone. The pain I have now is pain from the surgery, so it's just a matter of time, and that will be gone. And so my shoulder, actually my left shoulder, has given me more trouble than just about anything, but I am 2 weeks and 2 days post-op. And so next Monday I get onto the cane and get off of the walker, which, oh my gosh, is going to be huge. But I can't wait to do that, because I find myself walking away from my cane, walking away from my walker if I'm standing. My husband will go, "What are you doing over there? And why is your walker on the other side of the room?" I just, sometimes you just do things naturally. Even though I knew it wasn't comfortable, I just did it anyway. So anyway, so what we're going to do today is we're going to need 2 number 10 envelopes, just plain white envelopes, any kind. They can have window, whatever. We're going to cover the window up. Now, this is an easy project. But I thought I didn't need to start out too hard, right? So, just so you know, I am officially now starting Christmas books, journals. Christmas journals, December dailies. However, so if you have a book that you saw in that video, probably 4 or 5 videos back, that you're interested in, and you need it to be made in that, for instance, if you need Frosty the Snowman, you better decide and grab him, because I only have one. There's a lot of them I only have one, and a lot of them I don't have, and a lot I have this year I didn't have last year. So there you go. And it's going to be kind of whoever wants them. And I'm going to be making things besides custom ones in between too, because I can do the custom ones off camera if I need to. Okay, I don't plan on it at this point, but we'll see. Okay, so we're going to take this one envelope, and we're going to glue this down. Okay, I've already glued it down on that. So you can glue the flap down, okay? Because we don't need that flap. I want to say welcome to all the new subbies that I didn't get to welcome from when I was gone. I know there was quite a few, and I appreciate you joining us. Our group is fun. I know you guys don't communicate, but if you did, you'd like each other. I just know it. Okay, so let me thank you to all the well wishes and the get well cards. I appreciate it so much. And okay, so we have these 2 glued down now. So I'm going to, I got to think for a second. That's pretty bad. Now, there is no measuring. You just kind of eyeball it. So I decided to do this about a half inch from the height of the book. The height of the book is about 7 3/4. So I think what we'll do is, let's do it at 7.5. Now, I have so much on my desk. Measurements, again, are not important. So if you don't see a measurement, don't fret, because it really, it's going to depend on the size of your book. And I'm trying to find room here. I can't carry a bunch of stuff when you're using a walker. That's impossible. So I've been having some issues trying to get to all my Christmas stuff. Okay, so I'm going to do 7 3/4 or 7.5. 7.5. It's going to leave me these two pieces right here. Okay, it's closed on the bottoms and open on the top. Okay, set them to the side right there. And now what we're going to do is take the big piece, and we want this open section to be face downward. Now you're saying, why would we want to do that? Well, you'll see why. Now we're going to kind of layer this one. Here's the one we cut, the long one that we cut. I'm going to layer this one over it probably about 2 inches down, about like that. We're going to flip it over, hold it together, keep it together. Going to lay it under your cutting blade. Make sure everything's straight. Then you're going to cut that one. Now let me show you. So here's our big one that we cut. Okay, now we cut one just a little bit lower. Now we have like 1 pocket, 2 pocket kind of thing, right? If we were doing pockets. And now we've got these other 2 pieces right here. And I decided that if we're going to have 2 pockets, why not have 3 pockets? And why not have 4 pockets, right? Now you can see where I'm off a little bit there. It really doesn't matter. If you wanted to bring this up a little bit, you could. It's all going to depend on how you stitch it onto your book, because there's nothing for your tag or whatever to snag onto. So instead of using paper and doing a lot of measuring, take 2 number 10 envelopes, do them like this, then you mat them. And then you cut out mats to fit the front here. You can do it all one color, multiple colors, whatever you've got your theme is, however you want to do it. And then we're going to go to the machine and we're going to zigzag across this top, zigzag here, here, and here, but not with them all put together. They will all be separated at that point. Okay? All right. Now, what I did, because I didn't want to have to, I want to make sure I had the stronger side where I stick my tags. For instance, when my tags are together, I want the closed envelope portion at the top. Because otherwise, you're going to be here trying to fit stuff in, right? And you're going to have confusion. It's going to be all confusing. So what I decided was just run a little bit of glue right there. See how I did that? Close it. Run a little bit of glue. We're really just using them for quick, easy staircase envelope, staircase pockets is what I would call this. I did not see it oh, did I see it anywhere? I can't remember. Yes, I did. I'm a Cool Mom did something similar. It wasn't identical, but she did something similar. Let's see. She did it with small envelopes, though, not big ones. I do remember that now. That was one of the videos I saw when I was not working in here. Okay, so you just make sure they all smash down. Now, we're not going to stitch on this portion. You don't want any glue leaking out because that, could glue to your tag or whatever. At least until it has dried. Okay, so now I'm going to put the lid back on the glitter glue because we all know it don't like, I have to nail my straight pin down. It won't, I can't even get it to push down. It is such pain. Okay, now we're not getting, I'm going to move, no I'm not. See, I'm out of practice, guys. We're going to cut, and the first thing I want to do is start with the largest one. Okay, we'll start with the largest one, and we're going to cut, oh, you know, however far down this is going to go. We need to cut at least past this top, right? So I would say that we need to cut at least 2.5 inches. So let's start off by doing, I'm thinking, let's do this one. Now, I think we'll do this side that has like the candy cane. This is Tim Holtz. No, this is Graphic 45. It's an old edition, probably 4 or 5 years old, okay? And I just had a small book of it, and so, you know, that's the deal. Now, first of all, we want to measure the width because we want it to be the same. It's 4 inches, okay? So we always want our paper to be 4 inches wide, correct? Okay, so we're going to go out here to 4 inches and cut that. And now I said 2.5 inches because we needed that for the height. I hope this isn't confusing. It's pretty simple. That's why I decided to start with something simple. Okay, so there's how that will look. See, right there. And then when this pocket will be put over that one once it's glued down. We work on each pocket individually. Now, we have to bring in the next part of the second tag. Here we go. We're going to put it right here. And we have a little more space, or we can bring it up a little. And I think I'm going to bring mine up a little. Okay. Now, you can mat them all in the same color, or you can mat them all different. It's however you choose to do. And I'm going to do them all 4 in a different color. Okay, so I'm going to do 2.5 inches again. 2.5 inches by 4 again. I am doing a little golden book right now, and it's called Baby's Christmas. I thought I'd start out with Baby's Christmas. I didn't do it last year, and I just think it's adorable. The problem is I have two of them. One's in better condition than the other, and both of them have teeth print on them. One of them is so bad that you can actually see the teeth. I tried to repair on some of them, but not all of it's repairable. But I decided I could cover some stuff up with cluster or whatever I decided to do. Okay, so here we go. Now we're going to bring the first one back. Okay, there it is. And here is the second one after we cover it. Okay. Now we have the third pocket. Wait a minute. Oh, this is the one I brought down a little bit, didn't I? I didn't bring this one down. I just cut it a little longer if I wanted to bring the third one down, remember? Because see, it would come way down here, but I want it to come up here. So let's see. Because I made that little boo-boo and don't have more envelopes where I can grab them. Okay, so I'm going to do it about like that. And then I'll do this one about like that. Okay. Maybe I'll come down. I think I'm just going to do it the way it measures. Even though it's not perfect. Because you know what? This is a junk journal. And so far, we haven't used any junk. So let's junk it up a little bit. That's what we're going to do with lousy measurements, Paula. I'm just kidding. Okay, so this time I thought we would use, trying to use different colors here. Let's do this holly. And we're going to cut it 4. Okay. I will tell you this, while I was out recovering, which I'm still doing, I'm not kidding you guys, I have to nap about if I'm not sitting in this hard chair, I have to lay in the bed. Those are my 2 options, or walk, or stand. And so I stand and I walk in the house, but my husband won't let me walk outside. He's afraid I'll fall. And I had to get someone to help me with my dog because it's critical that I don't bend over. Okay? She's tiny. So when I bend over for her, it's like bending way over. Anyway, I cut this 4 and we're going to make it fit this. Anyway, so my sister-in-law and my brother have been watching her, which I so appreciate them doing it. And I'm hoping that next week I can finally start doing something. The big issue with bending over and crossing your legs are I can't bring my toes in at all. And I have to sleep with this cone-like thing between my legs. It's crazy. Crazy. But it keeps my legs from turning in or crossing while I'm sleeping. Anyway, I've still been having to take naps and stuff every day because I just totally messed that up. Okay, let's try that again. You know what? Let's just put it together real quick. That's what I did with the last one. Let's go ahead and just put some glue on here. Now, I am just putting a little bit of this type of glue down so that I can stitch around. Now, you can leave a border if you want of your envelope. I just did it as close as I could because I really didn't want a lot of white, excuse me, a lot of white showing. So now we're not going to glue this one down, the second one. We're going to glue the paper down, but not the envelope onto the other envelope. Okay, so here we go. All right. This is what I do when I know I'm going to sew. I just use my glue stick because it's, it's cheaper in the long run, I think. And wait a minute. Yep, I was putting it on the wrong end. Make sure you have the closed end up. It's not life or death if you don't. You just have to cut it open again. Okay, so there we go. This is what I should have done to start with so I wouldn't have things falling everywhere. Now, we're going to do this third pocket. And then we'll do the last pocket. So I'm kind of calling this little, even though it's baby's first Christmas, I believe is what it is. I'm sort of calling it Santa Baby because I'm using an old graphic 45 that is got little babies. So I'm calling it Santa Baby. You guys have to be patient with me. It might take me a few minutes to get into the swing of things. So what I took advantage and went ahead and I didn't think I had that want to make sure it's not overlapping right there. Okay. All right, so there's the 3 of them. Now we're going to take this Santa Baby. This is an old graphic 45. It's Christmas Magic Collection. And it's called Santa's Little Helper. But I'm calling it Santa's Baby because I'm hoping it fits on this little strip because it's the last of it. Nope, it's not wanting to. So we've got 2 options here. We can See if I have a wider one. Yep, that one's wider. I'm glad that I had some wider. I was going to have to cut the envelope off. I've got two little strips here, and they both look like they'll be wide enough. So let's try this one more time. This is a simple project. Don't go by me. I'm a little handicapped right now. Okay, so I'm really aggravated because I wanted to show you guys the finished one, because we have to wait until this dries before we can actually stitch it. But I know you guys realize that in order to stitch this one, we'll have to just add some little pins or something, paper clips or whatever around the outside, so it doesn't slide around, and so you get it so it stays straight while you sew it down. And you watch now. As soon as we're done and we get through with the video, I will end up finding the one I finished, because that's how it works, right? Now we have a little tiny edge right here. I'm just going to trim that off with my trimmer. Hardly anything at all. Okay, now we will have to glue back down in here again like we did last time, because obviously, well, it acts like it's still glued, so maybe not. As long as it's not open, we're good to go. Okay, so I want you to see right here, I'm going to explain to you what I will do, and I will bring it back in the next video and show you. I'm sitting here looking as we're talking, or as I'm talking, and hoping that you're talking with me. I have no idea where it went. It's crazy. It's craziness. But anyway, it looks like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a pencil here and use it as a pointer. There we go. What I will do is not sew these down the sides until the very end. Okay. Now, and I did forget to ink these, so I need to go back and ink them also. So be sure you ink them after you glue this mat down, and be sure you don't stitch the sides and across the bottom until you're finished doing each pocket. So we're going to zigzag straight across here, zigzag straight across here, zigzag straight across the third pocket, and zigzag straight across the fourth pocket. Now, when we do that, they're not going to be attached to each other. It's going to be individually, okay? They're all going to be separated when we do the zigzag. We're just going to zigzag right across, zigzag, 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 blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's what we're going to do first. And then you don't want to glue these down to each other. It'd be too easy for your tags not to fit inside your pockets. So at this point, I just got a clip, okay, and clipped them like this once they were dry. And then clip the top if you feel like you need it. This is already zigzagged. Remember, these pockets across the top are already zigzagged. So I started right, and even up here is zigzagged. So I started right here, and I went around with a straight stitch all the way up, and there you go. Now, when you put this in your book, let me show you. I'm going to use this little Santa baby. So you're getting a peek at it. I'm going to use the Santa baby to show you, because we are making this for this book. So let's say we just, we got to find a place to put it in here, okay? I'm just going to find a random place Here we go. Look how cute that baby is. She likes the angel. Okay, so after we've stitched this whole thing, we're going to glue it right here. Okay, now, and yes, it is going to be close. Now, you have two choices. You can glue it and leave it open behind the top right here, or you can glue straight across behind it and straight across here and straight across here and have a side tuck. That's what I'm going to do, is a side tuck. And I want to do that because I don't want a bunch of stuff sticking up out of the top. And I'm still going to zigzag this up here. But you get my drift, right? All right, so that is what we're going to do with this, is we're going to zigzag stitch, straight stitch around it after we do the zigzag. Now, this is going to be the fabric on the spine. And you'll see, I'm not showing you the front of the book yet. I'm going to have to put some collages on it to repair it. But look here how cute that's going to be together. And so that will be on there, and that will be a lot of fun. Okay, so now, since we have time, I don't know how much time it will take us to do this, but I'm thinking, why not start on it at least, right? This is the Santa. Sorry, my footstool is scooting everywhere. Sorry. It hit the glass. Okay. I thought we'd do this like a little pocket full of goodness. Okay, this was going to be the Santa to hang on inside a page. And I may still do that, but it just depends. Okay, so this is just scrap paper that I've got. I'm setting aside. And some scraps there. Here's a bag that I want to use to put right here. Now, on this bag, you can use it as a pocket for the inside. Got it backwards. Okay, pocket for the inside right here, which is going to be enough because we don't want to bulk it up way, way too much. Or we may put that pocket right here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put the pocket right there. And then over here, we've done something similar to this before. Just so you know, this is not anything major new. We're going to do it like this. We want to center it around our card base. Now, this is a brand new card. You know, it's a new card I had in my stash. And so I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to take a second card base. And I'm going to put it all the way up to the fold of the second card on top. See, just like that. So when you close it, this is what you end up with. Okay? Getting it straight's the hard part. So we are also going to do a flap to come over the top. So the first thing we need to do is glue these two cards together. So let's do that first. And I have a brand new bottle of Fiber Fix, so we ought to be ready to go. And I'm just going to randomly put this on here because, yeah, it's not going to matter that much. Okay, so we want this to glue inside. You might pull it out just a tiny bit so that when you fold it, it has a little bit of fold space there. You guys know me well enough to know that I love to do things with cards, and I love to do things with envelopes. I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff you can do. If you have any hanging over, you can trim it if you'd like. If it doesn't bug you, don't worry about it. Okay, got a little bit of glue right there, so I'm going to get that off real quick. And this is just going to give the new owner a place to write memories for December daily. So there we go. Okay, now we want to have a flap that comes over. So I'm thinking we could do a flap that comes over by stuffing, before we glue this down, stuffing it back behind here, right? Let's see if we have a piece of paper big enough. I think we do. Let's use this one. It looks like it's exactly big enough. Yep, it's 4 inches wide. Now we may have to end up doing some kind of reconstruction on that too. You never know. So I'm going to move these papers out of my way. Now I'm thinking what we can do is, I don't want it to have a flip down, just a flip up, okay? And so I'm thinking we can go like this and decide how much we want it to flip down, right? And say we have this closed. All right, I hope you guys can see. I'm kind of like a bull in a china cabinet. A little bit on the crazy side right now. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull that down until you have it where you want it. And you can kind of round it at the top. See, make it kind of round so it rounds over the top. Now, it should be just like you want it after you do that. Just make sure everything's straight. Okay. Now, and then you also want to make sure that your paper is not sticking out on each side, that it's just slightly under the white, which 4 inches would be. Now, how much do I want to cut off here? I think I want it to come down about here, so I'm going to take about 1.5 inches off. Really, I'm just eyeballing it. That's the truth. Okay, here we go. So now we're going to end up with more on the back than on the front, but that's okay because we're gluing that down. So you want to leave a little bit up. You know, the parts you rounded over, you want to leave that up as much as you can. You want to hold it and look at it and make sure everything looks straight to you. Not as easy as you would think to get everything perfectly straight. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now is put my glue all on the inside here. And the nice thing about Fabrifix or Fabri-Tac, whichever you have, it allows you time to move things, right? So that's what I'm hoping for. Okay. So now you're going to lay your card right here with the open sides closed, or both the cards closed. If you get it straight the first time, give yourself a pat on the back. It's not easy to get it straight the first time. I hope you guys can see. I'm out of whack here. Now, even if it doesn't look straight on the back, if it looks straight on the front, that's all you care about, right? Okay. Now, I'm going to bring it over here. I recommend that you ink everything or everything's going to blend into each other, okay? So, we need to ink at least the outside parts of this so that it stands out. I probably need to fill my ink pad up. Spin a little bit. Oh, and I think I want to round those corners too. I just remembered. That will just look better, I think, if it's got the corners rounded. Make sure while you're doing this inking that you don't move it. I gotta stop and look. Yeah. Now, you can ink a little, a lot, however you like to do it. You can use any color card that you want. It doesn't have to be just for Christmas. So, you can make these anytime. Let's do all of the outside first. Okay, so that's all of the inside of the front. Now we need to do the inside like this. You do not need to do these lines here unless you want them done, because it's going to open out as one big writing surface. But if it bugs you, ink that part too. That's these two lines that I'm talking about. I'm doing not the neatest job in the world, but I don't worry about it being super neat. It's not, it doesn't matter to me. The main thing is that it pops off the page. We really should have done this before we started inking. You want to do inside your flap, especially if inside your flap is a light color. Okay, so now you're going to go like this. And our next step is going to be to glue it down here. Right in here. Now, it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to have as much space on the top as it does on the bottom. You could put it wherever. Okay, it doesn't matter. We're going to just slap some glue on there and put it down as soon as I get a drink. Sorry. Okay, now this is not going to be a pocket on the back, but you could make it a pocket on the back if you chose to. I am back. I won't be doing videos every day. I just think that will be too much for me by the time I load them and by the time I get them all done. But, you know, eventually my goal is to try to get back on here every couple days. Because I just, I'm moving slow. So, okay, now that you got your glue on there, you want to center it the best you can. And by doing that, you may end up with one side a little higher than the other, or vice versa. And that's okay for it to be like that if it doesn't bug you. Hold it up like I'm doing right now to see if it looks straight, and that looks straight enough. So what I'm going to do is open this all out, and I'm going to really make sure everything is glued down really nice. Now, this card has kind of a creamy white color, and I did use a white envelope. You don't have to if it bugs you. If that bugs you, don't do that. But it doesn't bother me. Okay, I'm going to get my little round hole punch. Let's see. Let's get this I think this one is I'm trying to see, a 7/8. Let's do this. Let's use the 7/8. Let's find some red to put on there. As soon as I can find some red. Here's some, let's use this. I'm gonna cut about 3, if I can hold on to it. Come on, hopefully I have room for one more. All right, there we go. Now, we need to glue those together, then ink them. I'm sorry, I gotta turn my fan on. These lights about kill me some days. Some days it's not so bad. Okay, now we're gonna glue these together. Just put a little bit of glue in the middle. You got 3, so glue the first 2 together first. Just makes it a little more sturdy. Now, people do this different. What I plan on doing is just gluing down half of it. Or at least that's how I've done it in the past. And if you don't mess with it while it's wet, it will stay. And this is going to be the very last thing we put on here, so it can dry. But we will be putting it right here, okay? But we want it to dry first. And let's go ahead so we don't forget to ink it. You only have to ink one side, and that's the side you want on the top. Okay. All right, so that's done. Now, this bag is also white compared to this creamy background. But let me make sure. Yeah, you guys can see. I'm just like thinking you guys can't see anything. Okay, so I kind of want to put this as even with this flip out as I can. Now, this simply is for extra places to put tags or whatever. But I am not going to do it behind here or on the sides. I think you can get too much. And this is really what this is just a card that you've dolled up. Now, don't go crazy on this particular bag because it has little gold polka dots. You don't want to dull that little bit of shininess unless you don't like it. And, you know, so I'm doing it lighter on here. I'm pulling it out. Okay, come on. Yeah, there we go. Now, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put our glue on the back, bring it over to this area, kind of put it straight with the bottom right here. I'm going to kind of try to do that. Kinda. That's my word today. The word of the day is kinda. Okay. So, using Fabri-Tac, just you don't have to use a gob, just enough to get it on there. You'll just really spread it out. This is a new bottle, so this is the time I enjoy my glue the most, if you can. Okay, so now I'm going to look at it and bring it down to my ruler as best I can. I hope my head's not in the picture. I'm sorry if it is. But you gotta see, my hair is wild, I'll tell you that. Now, see, looking at it now, I can look at it and it doesn't look straight. So hopefully, yeah. It's a reason I like Fabri-Tac, because you can change things up. It's a little, I got it a little short up this way. But again, that wasn't even necessary unless you wanted to. So, if you had a different sack that you weren't trying to show off these gold goodies here, you could even make a pocket across here. And right now, we've got a pocket that can go inside this. And I found some, let me see if I've got some handy. Let me get a flashcard. I thought we could decorate a flashcard. If I could find one here. Yep. I found one. The problem that I'm having, let's see if it fits in here. It does. Good. So we'll decorate it in a minute. Let's just stick it in here for now. We may have, I don't know if we'll get everything decorated, but we want to do the back side. Okay, so we're here doing this. We might as well add something to the back side, right? So I'm thinking we didn't add pockets on the other side. So let's add a pocket back here. Trying to get that down. Okay. Now, let's go with, we got to go with a piece that's going to fit all the way across, right? I'm trying to see what paper I have here that's big enough to do what I want to do. Come on, come on. Talking about getting down to the bare amount of paper. I've already got pockets and all that stuff cut out. So, but I want to put a pocket across this. So let's use this one. Okay, and I'm going to grab my pencil so I know exactly where to cut it. I bought a new pack of pencils because my pencils just disappear. And I don't have children running around here, but they just disappear. I don't know where they go. Here's one that's very dull. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, so we want to cut here. Okay, to get the right amount. And then we can make it as tall as we want. Okay, now if I can find my little dot. And we're doing this for the width. Okay, so we can decide on here what, I want this little Santa to be in there. So let's do it 2.5 inches. Okay, and we need to go ahead and ink it, so we don't have to run into that problem again, right? Just ink it all the way around real quick. I think over the last year since I started making journals, which has been a little more than a year, I went from being very slow at inking to fast. Because inking can keep you from making, you can make 2 books or 2 journals in the short amount of time we spend inking. or putting down the wrong kind of glue. Okay, so now, as you can see, I am going to put glue on 3 sides. We're going to glue it onto the back of the card. This is just a flat pocket that we're going to put on the back, and it should fit perfect. Which it looks like it does. We got a little bit of glue coming out, but that's all right. Okay. I'm going to open this so it doesn't stick to the inside. So think out of the box with your cards. You know, I know at Christmas I always like to hang a card inside journals, and I don't sign them because every journaler wants to be able to use it again, right? And so I don't worry about it, but we've got this here now, and now we have a place to decorate something else. So I'm thinking, how about we have this scrap paper left over. How about we do let's see how wide this paper is. Paper is a little over 2.5, or right at 2.5. So let's do 3. Wait a minute. So we're going to do 6. Or let's do 5.5. I don't know what we're doing. We're doing 5.5. And we're going to see what happens. Now, how tall do we want this? Let's make it about this height. We're making a book for the pocket. Now you got to remember, measurements don't really matter because you're about to do, so I did like a 5.5, 5 by 5. Now on the inside, you're going to have all this going on. I didn't think about that. All of this paper has double sides on it, so I don't think it's going to make that much difference. If we do the paper on this side, I think it'll look fine. Let's round the corners and make it look more like a book. And we can put like a little label on the front or something, you know. Okay, so let's fold it in half. Probably could have done it 6 by 6, just FYI. Might have been more fun to do it that way. Now, gonna ink it real fast. I'm gonna keep it folded while I ink it. This is black, and really it's not that necessary, but I like to get the cut edges will look white, and so I like to get those covered. And since we've got the inside, we want to make sure the print on the inside is facing in the upright position. It's bad enough that we're showing that on the inside, right? We want it to be upright. Okay, now we want to make sure our paper. Now I just tore this paper apart. I didn't worry about it being like a perfect fit here. We might have to now. Let me trim some of this right here. Let's do like this. Let's get it all down to one side. And then we can decide how much to cut off. That's why I was saying we probably could have done 6 inches there. It might have looked better. And I think I'm going to see if I have a little scrap piece. Yeah, we do. that will go across the inside here. Okay, there we go. Now, you can staple this right now like this, which is what I'm going to do, because I don't want it to go through my book onto the back. So I'm using my tiny attacher. Just took a strip of paper. I want to line it up right in here, and then I'm going to glue across the back. And let this dry really good before you attempt to be flipping it around and stuff. Just put it in there as even as you can so your book will close. Look how cute. See, now we need a little something right here. I'm thinking, let me see if I have one of those little babies that just pops out. Let's see. Let's do that little baby right there. All right, and now let's see if we want to just put it down like that. Yeah, he's cute. He or she, the baby's cute. It says make a wish. So see, we've been on here 57 minutes. See how time flies? Time flies. I thought I've been trying to go fast so I don't, so we didn't have to miss anything. But we really hit it right on the dot. Pretty good for not being on camera for a while, right? And this goes right here in the back pocket. We've got our Santa. Oh, we got to glue this down. Now, when gluing this down, I would put the stripes up and down. If you're doing stripes, you only put glue on half of your circle. See, I'm only putting glue on half of my circle. And once I put it down here, I don't pick it up until it's done. So let's look right here till it's done drying, so you can get a good look at what's going on. Okay. Make sure you're not gluing your flap down. Didn't get quite in the center. That's all right. I'm going to take that flap out so it doesn't accidentally glue down. We know it's in the right spot. That's the main thing. Get any excess glue that might ooze out. We do not have time to do our tag, but basically it's just a tag. I'll probably do it real similar, or I might put a regular tag in here and we can do this another time. I'll do that. I'll just put a regular tag right there, and then we have our Santa. Now, when you get ready to put him in the book, you can put him between two signatures because he is pretty big. Or if you want, you can still, you want to be careful because your little circle's drawing. You can still hang it down like this, but on a heavy piece of paper. So that when they get through here, they're going to think, man, that's heavy. And they're going to lift it out and get to see what's inside. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the little button down below. If you hit the little star, it will notify you whenever I post a new video. So, we're in full swing for Christmas and for December dailies. So if you want a December daily, be sure and keep your eyes out and act quick when you see one you like. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. All the little golden books are $85. Any specialty book will be $95 to $98. And when I say specialty, I mean not a little golden book. Okay? And so, if you're interested, give me a call or give me a message through Etsy. Just send me a message and I can get back with you. All right, guys. See you in the next video. Bye.